Welcome to Syndication Made Easy with Vinney Chopra. And today we have a top of line guest, somebody who I know, and I'm the privileged to be, hopefully part of his network, but James Kandasamy. Is that how you pronounce it? It's Kandasamy,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. James Kandasamy.
Yeah. Welcome, James.
Well, happy to be here,
Pleasure,
Vinney and Alicia. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, totally. We are excited to have you. We're gonna, have some fun and share some great ideas with our audiences, yours and ours. And I want to actually, James is well known. He's written a book also, and
Yes.
love to introduce you formally, James. James Kandasamy is the CEO of Achieve Investment Group LLC. His pragmatic skills in solid communication, interpersonal skills, analytical, organizational leadership skills. I mean, tremendous background, in real estate. And then I found out you have bachelor's in electrical engineering.
Yes.
Yes, I have mechanical engineering from
Absolutely.
India, but you have you had that honors, very sharp, scholar there from University of Science, Malaysia.
Yeah, I'm from Malaysia.
Wow.
Yes.
Hold on. Malaysia and Jakarta. I'm trying to say we went to Bali.
Oh, Bali's in Indonesia.
Indonesia, I thought,
Yes,
not Malaysia.
yes.
Yeah. And then MBA, I also got MBA, but University of South Australia. Boy, you've been all over. That's great.
Yes.
I know we went to Sydney. He holds the prestigious CCIM designation as well. Congratulations. And with over 6 years of experience, James has in real estate with more than 4 years in multifamily acquisitions. And you're sitting on one of them right now.
Yes.
Right there
in one of my property
Antonio.
right now.
That's wonderful. James complements his abilities and drives to offer clients first-hand vertically integrated services in multifamily investment, finding off-market deals. That's fabulous. And on asset construction, property management. His company prides in their ability to find value and add value deals by using off-market strategies. This skill, coupled with strong underwriting skills, enables them to be sharper shooter in the finding underperforming assets. Actually, you're in my stomping ground. I started in Odessa, Midland. Then we came to Round Rock, Austin area, then San Marcos. Yeah,
cool.
We owned in San Marcos again. I just sold the property north of San Antonio. And then in San Antonio, in Alamo Heights.
Oh, cool.
Arrived there in 2010.
Oh, that's
10 years
a really
back.
good time. Yeah.
I know. And then, people were saying, what is the best place to buy? Everybody said to us,
Alamo Heights. Yeah,
Alamo
that's
Heights,
the
yes.
Quarry, Alamo Heights, in that area. We couldn't afford more than, C class. So we were kept on buying C plus. We bought Mariposa apartment. Maybe it's changed its name now.
Changed name. Yeah.
Yeah. And that one was 5.5 we paid, sold for 8 million or 8.5 or something. But welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be here. I mean, it's going to be fun to, participate in this program and, add value as much as possible.
Totally.
No, I love it. And I love it. And I love the fact that I got both of you guys on the show at the same time. That's awesome. But James, I mean, I might know the answer to this, but I want to know what made you really get into the real estate game, more or less, not just the real estate game, but the multifamily game, because it's difficult. So what made you get there?
Well, the reason why it's difficult and the need for creative thinking, it gives me a lot of, adrenaline rush, right, to solve problems. Because multifamily, there's a lot of moving parts, right? It's a business by itself. You're handling residents.
It's kind of like Vinney's spinning plates thing.
Yeah, he spin like 5 or 6 plates, right? So I probably spin the cups, I guess.
Right over here.
You do the plates, I do the cups.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, in multifamily is it's a complex puzzle to solve, right? It's not like anybody can do it, and I focus a lot on underwriting, and my wife focus a lot on operations. So
Yes.
you're going on underwriting, translating that Excel spreadsheet underwriting to a real life, problems in the
Yeah.
tenant and what do they expect in terms of rent,
Mhm.
working with your lenders. It's a complex problem to solve, right? Transitioning from Excel spreadsheet to a real life human interaction and how human behavior, paying rents, and all that it's a problem. It's a fun thing to do. I
Yes.
like it a lot.
And you're vertically aligned, which is
Yes,
just like
correct.
ours also, James. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The best way. I know we hired a company from Dallas when
Mm-hmm,
we started 12 years back, my
mm-hmm.
partner and I, but then we just found, that we can be in better. We were there at the property more than they were,
Yeah.
because we had
Might
the
as well you do it yourself, right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember end of the month, I said, "Is this the cash flow we really made?" They said,
Hmm.
"Sir, no, we are on accrual basis. So you not this, not all of it we made, but leave so much behind,
Yeah.
for other bills and next payroll and everything." Anyway, but
Yeah.
no, that's exciting. And so you have been buying right there in your backyard, or how?
Yeah, yeah. We focus a lot on San Antonio and Austin. A lot of our backyard, just
Well, I
because
know
we
the
are.
two people I want to rent from.
Come over, come over. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to just do on your backyard, just because we have a vertically integrated property management company, right? And we do a
Yeah.
lot of value add.
Mhm.
And Central Texas is already a really good market as always.
Sure.
And
Sure.
in general, Texas is a really good market as well. So we
It
just
is, but
focus there
I
as
have a
well.
question that I'm going
Yeah.
to kind of slide in here, and Vinny, this is
Hmm.
not anything I wrote down, but
Uh-huh.
what do because both of you invest in Texas. So
Hmm.
what are both of you guys doing about the situation that everybody's in?
Oh, COVID
COVID.
19, as we are, filming it or recording it,
Yeah.
It's
22nd.
still going to be a problem for years to come because we're going to be in debt, the
Yeah.
country itself. Like, I mean, so, but what do both of you guys like? I guess more of what I want to know is,
I'll
does
let James take it. Yeah, sure.
Well, I think COVID is a big challenge, right? That everybody's having, all operators having. In fact,
but
the
I
whole.
would think it'd be good for you though. You
Why
guys,
do you think so?
well,
Why?
because you're in the multifamily space, you're not in the single
Oh
family home.
yeah, yeah. Compared to single family or hotel or retail,
Yeah.
Mhm.
they are going to be much harder hit, right? Multifamily operators or investments, a lot of it is supported by the government right now. We have our loans with the government. That residents are being helped
Yeah.
with the stimulus check and unemployment,
I haven't
benefit.
gotten mine yet.
It's coming probably. Then you can pay rent to
They
us,
ran out
right?
of
So
money. Now they're funding it more. I know the PPP got all taken out,
correct,
340 some billion. Now they
correct.
just said 310 billion more.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Yeah, we are just happy we are in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs business, right? Safety, security, and
Risk versus reward, right?
yeah,
yes, yeah. So shelters, everybody needs a place to stay, right? So,
exactly.
so we are in that business, and that's really good, right? In Central Texas, I mean, especially Austin, San Antonio is a very well diversified economy.
Yep.
So that's the good thing, right? Because we are not impacted by one resident group, which is like, just on service or
Sure.
hotels or what, right? There's, we have some people who are in that industry, but we're well diversified. So that's a good thing about
That is a
market.
great thing. And I came from Vegas, and they're completely shut down.
Vegas,
So
that's what ghost town right now.
Everything shut down there. Oh my gosh, I was
they're completely shut down. I can't even believe,
yeah,
like, I've
Yeah.
heard the stories, and I have my friends
yeah.
there because I lived there for 12 years, but holy crap.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a crazy thing like Vegas, right? I mean, I heard they have to have guards standing outside of the casinos because they never had locks. It was never shut down
No,
for
there's no locks. You
30,
just
40
walk
years.
in and spend your money.
Right,
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, right? So
right.
so that's why I think we are pretty lucky because in this sub market is very well diversified in terms of renters base.
So true. James, what would you suggest? I know a lot of people want to get started like you and
Hmm.
me and
Hmm.
others. What kind of things would you tell them how they can get
What's the
started?
key to your success?
Huh?
What was the key? Basically persistence. I think. As I always say, if you think there's no deal, absolutely there's no deal. If you think there's deals out there, there are deals out there, right? So, especially now in the next 3 to 6 months, there's going to be a good window of opening of some, price adjustment.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
not a lot in multifamily. I think multifamily is somehow is going to, flow through this
I
pretty.
think it's to survive.
It's going to survive a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we may have some small blip, but it's not going to be like hotels or retail or any other asset class, right? Multifamily.
Timeshare, anything like that.
Yeah, but still there's going to be some deals available compared to, what it was like 2-3 months ago. It's very hard to find deals. So people want to start, just be persistent, and work with a good mentor to find deals and to negotiate deals and to underwrite deals. Make sure you're very strong in underwriting, because that's fundamental in any multifamily investment. Knowing that how you translate that Excel spreadsheet into a real life model, it's very important, right? And knowing the whole thing, right? Knowing the operation side as well. Don't forget the operation. I mean, a lot of people were taught to just buy,
Yeah.
and it's easy to buy past 2-3 months, right? Everybody was buying, right? But a lot
I
of
think
people
it'll
have.
be easier going forward, right? Because
It,
the market's about to take a crash.
Correct. But at the same time, if you buy, I mean, it's not an easy market to maneuver with, right? So you have to be
Right.
very strong in asset management and operation as well. So if you can learn that part of it, that's the one of the best, strongest point for any good operators right now.
So true, James. What you're saying, people who will sustain, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you got to keep the doors open. I mean, we didn't get PPP checks yet, but we got to have rents collected to take care
Correct.
of paying the, full-time people and everybody at each asset. In our case, we have like four people, right?
Mhm.
At each asset, the community manager, the leasing, agent, and also the lead maintenance and the porter. But
Mhm.
also at the same token, with the new people, there will be some people who might just give up. They'll say, oh, I was ready to retire. I mean, this just puts it. So there might be opportunities. That's how
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
finding in 6 months, or 3 to 6 or 12 months,
I
some
was thinking 3 to 4.
opportunities will come, at a lower level. But some people did overextend it. I think I didn't buy anything in 2018 because
Mm.
everybody was just overbidding. I'm sure you probably found that.
Yeah, yeah. I bought something on 2019, but I was completely stopped, and I do not buy deals from brokers
Yes.
because they go through the bidding process, right?
Yeah.
There's best and final and best and best and final, and there's best and best and best and best and final, right? So they keep on stretching until the end, and a lot of people jumping into the game.
Yes.
They basically paid the highest price for that deal and now crashed. So you're basically at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Now
Sure.
you're looking at the bottom of the mountain. You have to climb back up to the top again, which is a stretch, right? So I bought some deals, but it was directly from sellers, so that we got at good
Sure.
price, and we are doing pretty well with our deals right now.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Off market deals,
off market deals.
like you
Yeah,
said. Yeah. Do you do then the campaign, like text campaign, or you do the
yeah.
web
I started
campaign?
doing that in the beginning. So in my beginning, I did like text blasting. I also did yellow letter marketing, and
Mhm.
also did I didn't do cold calling, but that was one of the plan, right? But I already got deals through my earlier campaign. So yeah, I did started with that. After that, especially for newbies, right? If you want to get started, no, it's hard to go into the open market and start bidding for deals and buying a really good deal. So I started doing off market, and once I get my off market, then deals start coming in from brokers because they know these guys are true
Mhm.
buyers. They can close the deal. They're
Mhm.
able to bring me true off market deals, right? So
Money
Right.
I
walks and BS talks.
exactly. Once they know you're a good closer, they bring you a
That's
true
Nope.
it.
deals. Yeah,
You
yeah,
hit the nail on the head,
yes,
James. We
correct.
were in San Antonio, by the way, with my partner. We have sold
Mm-hmm,
everything in
mm-hmm,
Alamo Heights and all of them. But
mm-hmm,
then I moved when I started my new company only
mm-hmm.
5 years back, 4.5 years
Okay,
back.
okay.
Monil is only that old. But
Mm,
I moved to Houston because a
got
lot
it.
of deals were coming from Houston. And I was just letting them go. No, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. Then I went there, met with four, I think, 4 or 5 top presidents of the multifamily. And
Uh-huh.
I knew that I need in this particular area, south of Houston. They
Mm-hmm,
said, Vinny, I have nothing. I
mm,
said, really? Oh my gosh. There is no listing whatsoever. They had in Houston, north of Houston, here and there. I said, I'm broker in California. Can I
mm.
suggest one thing? If you could call the people you sold to in that county 5 or 6 years back and tell them there is this dude who wants to buy your
There's
property.
this dude who wants to buy.
That's what happened for me. All these properties in the back, 12 of them, I bought them every other month. I was doing syndication because all these powerhouses were giving me the address. I call it napkin listing in my book, right? I don't know, some people have read this book or not, but apartment syndication
I've
book.
quoted both your guys' books, and they're both
I
amazing.
know
Yeah,
James
Both,
has
absolutely.
got a great book. I
Yeah,
know.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
don't have a physical copy of it,
I don't
but
have a copy here.
Is that right? You should have one. Yeah. I wish I had one nearby. I bought your
Yeah.
book,
Oh,
but no,
cool.
it's a great book. The thing is, I think it's good to let the brokers know. And I did. I said, in humble opinion, if you could do that
Hmm.
in just few months, I was getting these pocket listings, napkin listings, because then the sellers were saying, okay, yeah, let me find out. And then I was doing the due diligence and all. We bought 10 of them in just 2 years. In two
Yeah,
years, I bought 10. And then now we are selling them, and sold some also, which is great. But let
yeah.
me kind of ask you, take you to,
Sure, sure. Go
what
ahead.
would you say to somebody new who lives in California, let's say like me, near San Francisco? What markets should they really go to?
yeah, identifying emerging markets. How
Yeah.
do you
So, I mean, yeah, if they want to be an active investor, right? If they want to be the person who's
an active
taking
investor
the
or an active syndicator?
well, I mean, if they want to be,
They're both,
so they
right?
want to be, yeah, it's the same. If active
Same
investor
thing.
and syndicate is
Active
same, but
means you are active. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
totally. Yeah.
So yeah, if they want to find emerging markets, just look for markets. I mean, if you are in California, right? Of course, it's very hard to buy deals in California and make work, right? So you're going to look at Texas, Florida,
Yeah,
or
lots of
North
money.
Carolina, South Carolina. You can look at any other market, but look for job growth, household income growth,
Yep.
and population growth, right? So these are the few key metrics to look for. And
Sure.
of course, you also want to make sure that any market that you choose have diversity of jobs as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because markets moved in cycles, right? I
Yeah.
mean, Vinny, I'm sure you know this, right? Because you like
Mhm.
to go into emerging markets, right? Which is good. Everything goes on cycle, and look for identify that market. And if you are far away, like in California, you want to, it's always good to find someone boots on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Unless you really like to travel, you want to travel all the time, you can travel and find a third party property management, but you have to really travel a lot, I guess, right? So um, so yeah, these are the few key metrics you want to look for, and best is find a boots on the ground as a partner. And once you have a partner, or what, you work well together and start looking for deals and start making offers, or start looking for deals off market as well. You can definitely do that.
So how do you identify like your next investment?
So the thing is, for me, it's very simple. I mean, if before COVID-19, right?
Yeah,
Let's talk about
before
it. So,
prior to all of this.
yeah, I
You know,
really look
you
for
always
off market.
forget these both about that.
Yeah, yeah. I look for almost just off-market deals. I don't even look at. I get a lot of emails from brokers, but I don't even look at the deals, because most of the deals that come through brokers is going to be, highly overpriced, right?
Everybody's email. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we all know the market's going to take a crash, so you can buy the same property for a hell of a lot
yeah,
less money. Excuse my mouth, but
correct, correct.
in like 2 or 3 months from now.
Yeah, yeah. So what I've done is, before COVID, I moved all my loans to long-term loans.
Oh, very
As
good.
a
Great.
strategy for past 1.5 years, I move everything to long-term loans. I'm a really good guy in deep value add. We can turn around deals very
Awesome.
quickly, but
Awesome.
you need a lot of short-term loans, right? But so what I did is all my deals I moved to long-term Fannie Mae loans. So right now we're in long-term Fannie Mae. So that's one strategic thing that we did
Hmm.
in terms of finding deals, only deals that can qualify for long-term agency loans. So that's one thing we did, and we only look for off-market deals. And I always have my investor base, being grown as we usually do in our syndication. So these are the 2 or 3 things that we did before COVID-19 hits us, right?
That's good. That's very good, James. You're right. You just brought up investors. That's the
Mm-hmm,
other thing I find, right? New
mm-hmm,
people starting to syndicate or learn the business and
mm-hmm.
invest bigger
My
deals.
question would be to both of you: do you guys find your investors a little bit more shy off about
Mm-hmm.
investing with you guys right this minute because of everything that's happening with COVID-19?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, so I did a research, not to my investor base, at least on my Facebook group. We have like a 5,000 member Facebook group. It's called Multifamily Investors Group. Almost
Yes.
60% of the people in that group say that they would not invest right now, right? And
Yeah.
for me, I've not probed my investor base just because I'm not convinced itself it's time to buy, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm not either. I would.
yeah, I
But
would. Yeah,
no, I
I
was
would wait for
saying
a.
that I did raise 3 million. I wouldn't mind saying that
He
Okay.
did last weekend.
because
Oh,
we are
last week.
into senior investing, class A ground up. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
my
Okay.
new, because we are having hard time.
Is that the
We
senior
bought that
living
$52
property,
million
Vinny?
dollar deal and we bought 35 million. But then now I'm finding that if we can even build it ground up at a
Mm-hmm.
very reasonable price, there is
Mm-hmm.
a big market for it. So we are
Mm-hmm.
starting in Punta Gorda, our
Mm-hmm.
project. We just built in Cape Coral
Okay.
and then going to Williamsburg, Virginia, and looking at 19 locations, new
Wow.
ones that in Texas, Florida, and Virginia. But no, I did send it on Friday to my investors, and 3 million got committed. So you're right. I think people are going to be kind of waiting around also for the
Mm-hmm.
best deal.
I would be.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same token, I really believe that we need to keep on sharing the ideas with the investors. You don't want them to go cold because opportunities, when they come in 6 months or 4 months, we just need to have that newsletter. And you do
Mm-hmm.
good job, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
we do communicate whatever happening right now, in terms of operation, right? What are we doing for COVID-19 and all that? We do all that communication. So I've not probed anyone for new investments yet. I
Good.
mean, I just want to wait until I find some really good deal that I
Yes.
am excited about.
Yeah.
I'm
Be
all
excited
about I'm
too.
all about finding that good deal that I'm really
Yes.
happy. Then I can easily convince
Totally.
investors,
Totally.
right?
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, there could be other opportunities like the ground up. If you find a good location and you have that long runway, right? I
Yeah.
think this COVID-19 probably be a 1 year thing.
Yeah. I
So
think
if
so. I think
yeah,
so. I think,
I think
it's
it's going to be like the flu,
like a flip
like a flu.
or like a flu, yeah, it could be.
You know what
I
I
think
mean? It's always going to be there. You're not going to be able to get rid of it because nobody's playing by the rules. So,
correct.
you know what I
Well,
mean? Like
I think I know Texas is very progressive, guys. You both are in Texas. I know
I know.
they're opening up Georgia said they're
yeah,
opening
but
on
I still wear
Friday.
a face mask to the
Tomorrow.
gas station, or if I have
Yes.
to go
Yeah.
somewhere, I try to abide by the things, but like the rules. But like, there's so many riots, or I don't know, not riots, like protesting
Hmm.
about shutting down the country and shutting down the state, that I just don't, especially in Austin. You're at the Capitol,
Yeah, I
James.
know.
You know,
I didn't go to the protest.
you did go to it.
I didn't go. I didn't go.
Oh, good, good. Well, because here's my deal. Like, if you don't have masks on, you're not wearing gloves, then the only thing you're gonna do is drag it right back into our industry
Hmm.
and right back into our state. And what are you accomplishing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
need to be careful, and make sure that we
you
do
can
it
protest and do
systematically.
whatever you want, but at the end of the day, wear a mask, wear some gloves, so you're
Hmm.
not passing it
Yeah.
along.
My
Totally,
mask.
totally. Ah, there we go. Perfect.
I have a pink one if you guys want to borrow it.
Oh, pink one.
And my wife just ordered quite a few. We sent to our daughter in San Francisco and our
Uh-huh.
son.
That's
But
sweet.
the key thing, you're right. I think it's good to wait a little bit. I
Hmm.
think even yesterday I happened to watch Trump and he said, I'm suggesting not to open, but 11 states will be opening or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope they're, adhering to those guidelines
Oh,
because
I think it's the
we
smaller
don't want it to
states
be
too, though, right?
striking
Isn't it?
back. Yeah.
The ones that don't have the huge population, but still, it still can run. Whatever. I mean, we've
Yeah.
going through the COVID-19 thing for a minute here, so. But I want to get back
Good
on the
question. I've got a
multifamily.
really good question, James.
Okay.
Is
Good.
there anything that you would have done differently if you knew what you know now?
Oh,
Huh?
for the COVID-19?
No, no,
No, for
otherwise.
Oh,
multifamily.
otherwise,
Multifamily,
anything
yeah.
else?
Multifamily is my point.
Multifamily, anything doing differently? That's
Right
a
now,
really good question.
what lessons did you learn, and what could you learn from this?
Um, well, buy more B classes. I think in the beginning I started with a lot of C's.
Mhm.
C's has done pretty well, but B is better because the tenant base is better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And of course, if I've known, I should have bought more in the beginning itself. But other than that, all this, it's a hindsight 2020, right? I mean, I think all this experience is absolutely awesome already. So I'm not really saying that I should change my history. But I think, yeah, if I could have gone change it, I would have buy more B classes.
B
Uh,
classes. And
yeah.
in my case, I couldn't afford. I mean,
Mm.
I could raise the money, but for only C, C plus and all that, maybe bought
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 Bs. But
Mm-hmm.
now we are buying B pluses and all good ones,
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
Florida and all, 52 million. And then
Yes.
the
Yes.
Enzo multifamily, you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah. I know.
know.
I know. Yeah.
And then Vina Jetty and Sapan. And then we bought 35 million also there. I wanted to ask you, like,
Mm-hmm.
as you are progressing, what do you see in the next 5 years? Would you like to, grow very big, or where do you see
For
yourself?
me, I'm not only tied to multifamily. For me, it's all about, hey, how can I use my mind and my potential to make the most money for my investors and myself,
Sure.
right? So it could be multifamily, it could be some other asset class, right? Or it could be something else in the multifamily. So as everything goes in cycle, right? Market goes in cycle, asset classes goes in cycle. So for me, I'm just thinking right now, what is the next asset class, or is
Yeah.
multifamily is the best place to grow, right? Is there any other asset class that I can be very well suited or positioned, well
Yes.
positioned, right? Because as I said, everything goes on cycle. Our life also goes on cycle, right? As you get older, you might rethink your priority.
Yeah. 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 Like
Right.
me,
So
I'm young at 67.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
58.
yeah. When you're young, you can do a lot of deep value add. You can do value add, but when you get older, you have to think, is that the right thing to do, right? You have,
Or you gotta have the money to hire people to do it for you.
yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
So I'm still in that phase on thinking what is the right thing to do. Where do I head? I mean, I can certainly continue to do multifamily, but it's also a lot of hard work in multifamily, especially the deals that we like to do, where we do a lot of value add deals. Um, Apart from market supporting you, there's a lot of things in the deal itself that you have to do it to bring out the value, right? So,
So true.
so I'm still exploring my own potential and my own thought process. And
I have a random question for both of you.
yeah, go ahead.
Why is it that I this is the first time I've rented somewhere in a very long time. But I'm renting an apartment and it's an A plus community. But why do they think it's okay to, we're not adding much value besides, I don't even have a dog, but they have a dog wash. Why is it okay to raise rent every time your lease is up?
Because your taxes go up. You
Okay.
always point to other people. Tax goes up, insurance goes up. Well, it's just business, right? I mean, as a resident, of course, you feel the pinch, right? But as a business owner, we have to do what is right as a business owner, right? And
Well, no, I get it. I just didn't understand. I'm like, they're like, oh, you're lucky we're not raising rents because my lease is up. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm lucky? I pay my rent on time and I paid ahead of time. So what do you mean
yeah,
that
yeah,
I'm lucky?
No,
yeah,
it really
Paid
is,
from half the
like James.
resident.
Yeah,
yeah.
like James said, totally. I mean, the taxes, appraisal values, even in Georgia properties,
Mhm.
it's shot up over there. In Texas also, Alicia. Not only that, the insurance cost has gone up, especially
It's gone
me
up.
in
Okay.
Yeah,
Houston.
everything's going up.
The Harvey killed us over there. I mean,
Oh, in Houston. Yeah, it did.
yeah. So that is again, it's all the expenses. It's not that we are getting richer and richer, not at all.
I was
Simply
just
because
asking for my normal.
mortgages are going down,
Mhm.
because when we look at, all these expenses going higher, and inflation and
Inflation,
capex
yeah.
also, that's the other thing, right, James? I mean,
Yep,
when we are doing these things, the older the properties are, then
yep, more
more and
capex.
more money needs to be changed. The air conditioning unit, or this or that, roof, all that. So, Alicia, those costs cannot come from anywhere else. I mean, they
Yeah,
can
that
come
got to
from
come from
the
you.
Yeah.
profits.
And that makes sense. No, I
Yeah.
mean, it does now that I'm hearing it. But when
Sure.
you're somebody who's on the other side of the spectrum, you're kind of looking at like, wait, hold on, you just raised it $200 last month, last time I
Yeah.
leave. Now you want
Yeah.
And
100.
again, most of us also want to be at par or a little bit
Yeah.
lower than the market rents. See, that's
Mhm.
what we find. Like the property we bought, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. The one we bought in Florida in December, right in front of me, the manager raised the rent $300. $300.
That's a
And the
lot.
resident said, oh, we are going to be living here. There's no other place to go. So I knew that the property we are buying has so much differential that the seller did not increase the rents that much, and so it's like,
There
you're
was room in the.
equal to the market rents and a little bit lower than
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
But if you are 100% occupied, you're in
You're
deep
low.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah. At some point, you wanna not increase so much because
Yeah,
at
totally.
stabilization point, you wanna reduce your turnover as less as possible.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
at some point, if your rent is keep on going up, that means you still haven't reached that saturation point, right?
Right.
So once at some point, you wanna
Just
keep
asking
staying
like
as it is.
from a tenant's standpoint,
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the
you know?
best, one of the best questions that a resident can ask. Why is it keep on going up, right? And we have to
Yeah.
explain
Yeah, I
that.
Oh,
mean,
very
because
good.
you look at it, you're like, why? You're like, well, I pay my rent on time, and I've done the research around, like, I've looked at other apartments, and yeah, I'm in a really nice place, but I haven't rented in a very long time. So I'm not necessarily used to it. But James, I do want to ask you,
Sure.
what are some tools that you use on a daily basis in your business?
Oh, my tool. I use a lot of, okay, so in terms of just tools itself, I use Dropbox. We use Asana, which is a project management tool.
Yep.
Google Drive, we use all over across our property management. So these are the few, 3 or 4 tools that we use.
Oh, okay. Okay. How about your investor base like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You use like IMS or
Yeah,
update?
we have, for our investors, we have investor management software
Oh,
to
okay.
manage all the interaction with our investors. So I'm sending
What's
my
the name of that
reports.
software?
It's called investor management software.
Oh,
Mine
yeah.
is called
IMS.
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 Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. That's
Sorry,
what
I
we
only
use
hear it as
also.
IMS.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
use Update Capital. I believe Vinney uses Update Capital too,
I
right?
know I have both now.
Oh,
Can
you're
you
both
believe it?
now.
I started with them 4 years back or so. So they built it and now they're doing good. But then IMS, when I bought the 2 properties,
Uh-huh.
our Florida properties, we got into IMS. And now we'll be doing all our senior livings and everything at IMS. That's what
Got
we,
it.
because
Got it.
once we get it going, they have a deal room, they have DocuSign, they have everything. So
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
really manage our investor base on the dashboard and things like that.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, Update Capital just implemented DocuSign. They had something else which was pretty
Oh, really?
not good.
Okay.
But recently they started implementing DocuSign, which should be making the investor sign-ups
Oh,
much
awesome.
more better.
Oh, awesome. Are you with Update Capital? I like
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I am with
We
Update
have
Capital.
both now. Because I have certain, my daughter Monica is our VP of Investor Relation.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of work to
It's a lot
control.
of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work to
Yeah,
manage
a lot of
through the
works.
portal.
And
Yes.
she said, Dad, let's just keep on paying over here and here also.
So
What
these are
kind of
the
books
tools
are
that we
you
use.
reading? Oh, no, go ahead. Please go ahead. You
So
said,
these are the tools that we use on our daily basis. Apart from property management, asset management, we use our KPIs like delinquency, occupancy, economic occupancy. Make ready, how long the units are idling. So
I
we
see.
we look
Yes.
at all these indicators to make sure that we are running our operation as efficient as possible.
So true, so true. I know, like we are using Rent Manager for last 12 years. Rent
Okay.
Manager also upgraded their programs and all. But with the two Florida properties, we are with RealPage, one
Hmm.
site, and then also I know Appfolio is another one which is really adding a lot more. I know their rep has
Features.
been reaching out to me, kind of give me a demonstration. Kim, she's really nice. What
Got
kind
it.
of books are you reading right now?
Books, I've been reading Mastering Market Cycle by Howard Marks.
Oh,
And
Howard Marks. I haven't heard of him yet, but
Howard Marks is
I might be out of the page, so I'm not. I couldn't
Howard
look.
Marks is like the contrarian of to the
oh,
market, right?
okay. Yeah.
So in fact, I was reading his book before the whole COVID-19 was happening,
Oh.
and I can relate to what he's saying. He said, how the market, how the people will react at the end of the cycle. So I was predicting end of 2020 is when the recession gonna hit, but somehow recession hit 2 quarter earlier.
Yeah.
so,
About that.
so it was a bit too early for me to do a lot of things which I was planning to do. But it was a really good book to talk about psychology of investors at the end of cycle, how the capital market, how the liquidity will dry up very quickly. It's all happening right now. It's whatever he has explained. It's called Mastering Market Cycle.
Wow,
Love it.
thank you for sharing that. No, I think our audience may like to pick that up on Amazon or like that.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to ask you, you built
Mhm,
such a great club, you know.
mhm.
It's a open group or it's closed group, are they?
It's a private group, but you have to
Private.
apply. You have to request to join the
Right.
multifamily investors group in Facebook's. But we have 43% rejection ratio. But most of the people who are genuine will get accepted. It's not a
Sure.
problem.
Sure.
I just
And
want to make sure the
again,
quality
the
is good.
big groups, you want to educate, educate, educate.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, not be a selling platform or,
Correct. Yeah. Sometimes you open up to everyone. Everyone starts selling. Everyone starts promoting. So
yeah,
we control that, and but it has become a really good Facebook group.
That's
very good.
cool.
Very good. Also, you have a podcast. So,
Yep. Hmm.
what would you teach somebody who's just starting out? They have no track record, they don't have much money, and things like that. How can they get started? What's your thinking on
Well, I
that?
mean, listen to my podcast, your podcast. Podcast is so free, right? And so much information. I mean, just by Q&A, you're asking so much of detailed questions and people can learn a lot, right? I mean, compared to, 10, 20 years ago, there's no podcast, right?
Yeah,
Everything is on books and not everyone write books, right? And
right.
there's so
And
much of
not everybody
knowledge.
read books.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, even book publishing nowadays, I mean, it has become so accessible for people, right? I mean, last time used to be very difficult. You have to find a publisher and you have to get approval from them. And now, a lot of
Yeah,
people can
Amazon.
publish, self-publish as well. And even that is very, very only like what, 1% of the population in the world write books, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that 1%? I'm
I,
1%.
I don't know, one
You
or
are too,
0.6. It's
James. You wrote
really,
a great book.
yeah, it's
Of
really,
course,
really hard. I mean, Vinny, right? It's very hard to write a book.
it is. Took me 2 years. Took
Yeah,
me
for
two
me,
years.
it took me
Literally.
one and a half year, right? Because you have to put
Wow.
a lot of thought process. That
Yeah.
it's not like you can get someone else to write the book for you. I mean, you can do
No,
that, but the quality of the book is not so good, right? But when
totally.
you want to write a serious book, there's so much of thought that you have to put in, and it's someone's brain dump, right?
Yeah.
And that's how when you read, you're actually reading someone else's brain, right? So you see
Correct.
how the person thinks, how the person put into perspective. It's a really good way to really learn, right? So yeah, I mean, read books, listen to podcasts, and join all these free Facebook groups.
Sure.
Just keep on asking questions. There's a lot of free stuff out there. People are just not using it. So
So true.
yeah,
No, you're so
yeah.
right about it. I mean, again, I also believe the mindset, right? If you
Hmm.
really want to do well in anything you want to do, you
Hmm.
want to become a student of it and
Yeah.
immerse yourself. And if you're doing W2 job, find time daily or
Hmm.
every other day to really, really hone in your skill so
Hmm.
that you're moving pushing the envelope, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, adding to that is I mean, everybody want to get rich, but do you really want to get rich, right? Do you really, really want this or not, right? People really do not want it because they really do not want to work hard, right? I mean, when I was doing my W2 job, I used to wake up, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? 5 to 8, 9, and we have to do a business and go and work and then come back at night and do again, right? So it's a lot of hard work, but because you really, really want it. But
yeah.
not many people really want it, even though they say they want it. But if you look deeper to what their actions are, they really do not want it.
Yeah.
So
No, I
yes,
see that on a daily.
yes. No, you're so right. It takes a lot of gumption. A lot of time people look at the successful person, but what went through, right? How many
Hmm.
ups and downs and
Hmm.
how many tribulations and investment into time and money and
Money,
everything.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of hard work behind all this success, right? If you look at someone and you're saying this person is not right, but if you look at what he have done in the past to come up to that stage, it's
Yeah.
amazing, right? And it's not easy.
No, I completely agree. So, James, if
Hmm.
somebody wanted to get a hold of you for your services or maybe train with you or read your book or
Sure,
whatever,
sure,
how would
sure.
they go about doing that?
So yeah, my website is Achieve Investment Group. Achieve is like achieving a goal. ACHIEVE.
I'll
Achieve
make sure it's in
Investment
the
Group.
notes.
Yeah.
achieveinvestmentgroup.com. My email is james@achieveinvestmentgroup.com.
Love it.
I have my book is in Amazon, Passive Investing in Commercial Real
Yeah.
Estate.
Yep.
It's a best-selling book, and also we have sold more than 1,000 copies on it. It's available in Kindle, audiobook, and physical book as well. Um, what else? I mean, Facebook and LinkedIn, and yeah, you should be easily able to find me.
Love
Sure.
it.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. And Alicia did help me with my book promotion, so just want to
Oh,
sure,
thank you. And I
make
want
sure.
to thank you because that's how I came to know Alicia, by the way. And
Yeah,
she published my
yeah.
book and then next book. And we just got the Spanish version thanks to
Yep.
her
Huh?
somewhere.
Maybe I should do mine in Spanish.
It was
I know.
such a pain in
Mine
the
just got
butt.
launched. We'll be
But
doing a
it was
big
good.
promotion.
Wow, paso
Yeah.
paso. Okay, what that mean?
Passer,
Yeah.
And then, of course, the next one, we are very, very excited about this one. My
Okay,
positive
okay.
brings profitability.
Positivity brings profitability.
Yeah.
You can't
Good.
beat
That's
that.
really good.
But thank you
But
so much
gentlemen,
for
thank you so
taking
much.
time out. Yeah, thank you really, really, James, for taking time out. I hope
Mhm.
people got some good nuggets out of
Absolutely.
our conversations today. It was fun hanging around with you and looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah,
Personally, we
absolutely.
haven't met yet, I think.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe one of
We
these
talked so much. I
conferences.
thought we already met. But
I'm gonna come see you, James. Next time I'm in
I know
Austin.
Rama came. He's a
okay.
good friend of yours, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we had coffee together at the Black Hawk Starbucks. I remember.
Okay.
He's a great guy, and you both are very.
Maybe in some conferences we can definitely meet.
We will, we will, we will. I know Michael Blanca. He was on our show last week. We
Uh-huh.
recorded, I think, or a couple of weeks back. But then he's doing virtual also because of
Yeah,
the
everything's
COVID.
going virtual, right?
Otherwise, we were planning to be there in Dallas for sure, 3 days, like I was there last year. But no,
Okay.
look forward to meeting you
Absolutely. Look
soon.
forward to
James.
meet you, and thanks for having me,
Ah,
Alicia and Vinay, on this show. So
you're
happy to be here.
so
All right,
welcome. And
guys,
thank you
thank
again.
you so much. I so appreciate your time. And for the audience, this is Syndication Made Easy with James Kandasamy and Vinney Chopra. Until
Thank
next time, cheers.
Be sure to listen to Mr. Smiles next week with more golden nuggets and top-notch coaching tips. You can reach him by going to VinneyChopra.com or texting the word syndication to 474747. Be sure to like, comment, and share to show everyone how Mr. Smiles has brought your apartment syndication business to the next level.